Well guys, there you have it. That is a quick body of water assessment of a little strip pit up here in Spencer, Tennessee at Highland Rim Retreats. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna head up and I'm gonna do the site survey and show you how I walk the bank and look down in the water and see if I can find fish. I don't know how well the camera, especially the GoPro, is gonna show that bluff look, but I'll at least show you, walking the rim, walking the path, hold the camera out, kind of give you the lay of the land, and hopefully be able to demonstrate this concept. All right guys, so here we go. This is basically a little quick version of a site survey. Now this is an improved area, so I'm doing this in flip-flops and just walking a little trail. But I'll tell you that the vast majority of time when you're doing this, it's not this easy. As you can see here, I'm just walking through this trail and I am coming up to the water's edge. This is the back of the condos that you can see here, which makes up one of the properties at Highland Rim Retreats. And so what I'm doing is I'm just walking through here, getting myself in a position to check out the water from above. An overhead view. Oh, look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this from the camera, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Straight down here, I got a fish that's probably 6, maybe 7 pounds. I'm gonna hold this camera down as far as I can, but if you look at that white patch just to the left of, I'm sorry, I'm pointing. If you look at this white patch over here to the right, just to the left of it, there's a big brown dash right there. That is a big fish. Now, here is what I call a tag team effect. If you swing the camera around, Christy is sitting right there in the trees. So what I'm gonna do, and this is not what I intended to do when I came up here, but it just works out. You can do this on purpose, is I'm gonna call Christy into the fish. If I can call Christy into the fish, oh, now the fish is gone. But if I can call Christy into the fish, then I'll be able to show you the fight from above. But hey Christy, this bush right here that sticks out, that fish is just to the left of it. That bush right there, the fish is just to the left of it. So stay where you're at and try not to make any more big moves, but cast down there towards that little bush that's sticking out right there and bring it back. And she's laying straight right here. So she's gonna be 3 feet behind that bush. So cast way past that bush and work it down through there, and you may be able to get her to come up and eat it. And she might even be tucked in. Yeah, you hit right where she's at. So just let it sink for a second, don't move it. Ideally, you want to cast a little further than that in the future. Like if I tell you a target, and I probably should have said that, cast way past, oh, she's swimming towards it. Guys, I don't know if you can see this or not, but that big fish is swimming towards her bait. Don't twitch it, don't move it. She's nose down on it. She's swimming up to it. Give it a little twitch, just a barely little twitch. Okay, she turned back on it. She's swimming down into deeper water, so she's probably gonna disappear for you guys, but she looks like she's protecting a bed. She looks like she's sharking around, which, like I said, in the water temperature on the surface was 74 degrees, 76 degrees up on the banks, but that water's deep, and the deeper it is, the cooler it is, and they're having to spawn 4 to 6 foot deep because these banks just drop straight off. So she may be on the bed because with 6 foot difference, you probably can have a major difference in water temperature. All right, she's definitely not on your bait now. Go ahead and reel it in. And when you're reeling, it's gonna wanna draw your kayak a bit. So give your kayak a little bit of a back. Just take your paddle and just barely put it in the water and just give yourself a little back push. There you go. You just wanted to take out your forward drift that the lure was pulling you. Now cast past that tree a good 4 to 6 feet and out right where you cast. That line was perfect. Perfect cast. Now just let it fall for a second. She's back right here. So just let it fall for a second. Now slow reel it. I can't see the bait now, but slow reel it. Raise your rod tip. Give it a good little twitch snatch and then just let it go. Then just let it fall. That'll make it dart up and then it'll shimmy back to the bottom and maybe she'll swim in there and eat it. So I was gonna try to call Brant in on this fish, but when I rounded the corner, Christy was already sitting on top of it. It was next to impossible to get her to move without spooking the fish. So she's just now drifting. And so Christy, I'm gonna show the folks at home, but if you can see the fish is right here, she's right there. One of the things you wanna do with the kayak is try to stay back as far as possible. So as stealthy as a kayak is, if I can see the bass from here to the water, the bass can definitely see Christy from where she's at to her. So not exactly sure how this is going to come out on video. This is my first time trying this, but this is a site survey. The site survey, I'm normally going to mark landmarks on both sides of the bank. I may even tie orange flagging up on the trees. For night fishing, I'm going to put reflective eyes so that when I come back at night, I can shine my headlight up in the trees and find the spot where I marked the big bass. And then that keeps me from having to get up on top of them and spook them. But yeah, so if you see those eddies out in front of you, so I want to show this to the folks at home, and I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see this, but she back paddled, and you see that eddy that is 6 feet from the back eddy? There are eddies all the way out in front of her. Those eddies are going to actually spin their way all the way to the bank and go right in to where the fish is. So you really have to be careful. You have to be cognizant. Now I know a lot of people fish from the kayak and they automatically assume it's like this built-in stealth. It is, but you have to also be careful and cognizant of what you're doing. Every paddle stroke, every bump of the boat, everything that you do is gonna spook fish. So we're gonna work this fish a little bit longer. We're gonna see if we can get Christy. If she hooks that fish, it will definitely be her personal best largemouth bass. And I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, just lean it up against the tree right here, and try to walk her through catching the fish. If she hooks up, I'll turn it on, bring you the fight, and then we'll put a exclamation point on the end of the whole site survey, or the spot and stalk tag team fishing from bluffs technique that we use quite a bit here in Middle Tennessee when you're fishing with a buddy. This fish is definitely on a bed. Christy has literally cast in there and put her lure right on the bed. The fish is swimming in. Look at her. That's her right there. I'm sure you can see her against that white spot, even if I got to zoom in post. But her lure is laying right under that fish. Christy, just without moving your rod, grab your line and pull it a little bit and drag the lure. Oh, she's on it. She's on it. She is. Let me hold this pole out and see if I can get you guys a better look at that. So the buck is right beside her. She might have it. Pick your rod tip up. I think she's got it. Reel up and set the hook. It's free. Reel your slack up and set the hook. Reel and set it. Set the hook. Reel your slack up and set the hook. Hard. Nothing? Okay. I don't know about you, but that's exciting. That fish picked that lure up and swam it off the bed. Christy didn't catch up to it in time and she spit it out. But that fish swam down. I'm sure you're gonna be able to see this on video. Swam down and grabbed it. Picked it up and she's back in there. Look at this. She is back in there. This fish is definitely on the bed or exhibiting spawning behavior. If you can see right here, there's a bush over here to the right. Come out, she is right there between those two green bushes. If you can cast again, exactly where you cast last time, you're gonna have your personal best largemouth. If you gotta get a little closer to get there, then do it. And how much better is this than like a date? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I don't even know what our date is, like maybe a movie or dinner or something, but this is like so much better. So when I did my video on like catch more fish and all of you guys chimed in and said, oh, just get a girlfriend that fishes, and well, guess what? See that right there? Reel and set the hook. Reel hard and set the hook. Set. You got her? No? Throw it back in that exact same spot again. She does not like it there. When I tell you to set the hook, is none of this half-ass girly stuff. You need to reel down and set the hook. set the hook. You guys have heard me say that before. Throw it back in that exact same spot again. She obviously doesn't like it right there. That must be the bed back in behind that bluff right there that I just can't see from up here. All I can see is that the fish is sharking around right there. This is gonna be cool if she catches this fish. Actually, this is cool even if she doesn't catch the fish. Keep in mind, she's got very little fishing experience, and I'm fishing vicariously through her to catch this fish. So if we're able to pull this off, this is gonna be cool. Let out a little bit more line where you can cast further. You've only got about 3 inches out. You need about there you go, perfect. Swimming towards it. She's swimming straight up to it. She's nosing down. I don't know if you guys can see that. She's nosing down. She's swimming down. She just grabbed it. She just grabbed it. Reel your slack up. She's swimming deep. Reel your slack up. Set the hook. Set the hook. This is exciting and frustrating at the same time, because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt I would have caught that fish like 3 casts ago. But this is part of the process. While I'm teaching Christy, I'm also hopefully teaching somebody else out there that's in the same situation. Now, in her defense, I've got her fishing a 6'9" or 6'6" casting or spinning reel, or spinning rod with a spinning reel on it. And I wanted her to learn to be accurate first. And so if she had a 7-foot rod and a little more leverage, it would take up a lot more line on the hook set, and she probably would have hooked that fish. So during the hook set process, somehow or another, and I can't tell from up here, the reel got tangled up and Christy can't untangle it. So she's going to grab a casting reel off of my boat that's already rigged up with a Senko, the one that you've seen me catch fish with all morning. It should be interesting. We haven't actually gone through a casting reel lesson yet, so it should be interesting for me to be able to try to coach her through casting a bait caster from up here on this bluff. God, I've got to turn around and show you this again. Look at that fish right there, just swimming around. Big old fat female, just swimming around, ready to be caught. This is a day in the life. Like, this is what I do. So a lot of you guys have asked to see a lot more of this, like, non-professional, me just goofing off and finding fish and exploring and breaking fisheries down, and that's what we're doing. This is like real-time, just fishing. Decided to turn the cameras on today because I've got a lot of requests and a lot of comments for this type of fishing. You know, do me a favor, comment below. Let me know what you think about this type of approach. If you want to see more of this stuff, it's not always a bluff and doing site surveys. Sometimes it's just paddling the flats of Gunnersville, or sometimes it's punching into the backwoods of Wheeler. Sometimes it's floating a river. Sometimes it's sneaking into a borrow pit. Sometimes it's knocking on a farmer's door to get permission to fish a farm pond. Sometimes it's like finding oxbows off of rivers and floating down the river and dragging through the woods to get in the oxbow. It's just a whole bunch of different, you know, I like to mix things up and keep it interesting and keep it fresh. And you guys have asked for it, so now I'm bringing it to you. So don't reel her. Holy crap, she hooked her, and I hit the button and turned the dang thing off instead of turning it on. Look at this. She got that fish. Oh, dude. I don't know how good this is going to turn out on camera. Reel her in. Let off a little bit of line. Don't open the bail. Pull it with your hand. Now reel her in to arm's length and reach down and grab that lip. Grab that lip. Pull her across. Hold your rod out and over with your opposite hand. There you go. Pull her in. Grab that lip. Grab that lip. This is stressful for me, and I'm up here. So it's obviously not a monster. It's probably 3.5, maybe 4 pounds. Find a fish, work the fish, keep throwing in there. Got the fish agitated, and hold it up one more time, Christy. Oh, and so she just let it go again, and then there it is. Look at that. That's a good fish. Ha ha. So like I said, probably 2.5 to 4 pounds. It's hard to tell from way up here, just like it's hard to tell on video, but you know, it's definitely not a monster, and I don't think that that's the monster female. I think that's the buck. So we're going to hang out here for just a minute and see if the big female comes back. But yeah, she caught a fish. Everybody congratulate Christy below on her first ever sight cast hookup tag team bass. She just commented, "This fishing, there's a lot to it." When you guys get to know Christy a little bit more up close and personal, you'll realize that she's this pretty little southern thing from East Tennessee, and says things like Chad and am and wheel and tail. And yes, I am fishing with a fishing partner slash girlfriend. And so it's a new leaf for me. It's a new leaf for her. And I'm gonna wrap this up with that. I'll walk back to the truck. Here's the thing. If I was doing that by myself, I would have just marked the spot and I could have gone back down there and caught the fish. If I fished this place this morning and I only caught those dinks, I would have thought to myself, there's no big fish in there. And so the fish that Christy just caught is not the monster. That was the buck. That buck was 2.5 to maybe 3.5 pounds. But there's a big female swimming down there. So I want to really focus on showing you guys some of the behind the scenes stuff that I do for scouting spots for kayak bassing, scouting spots for doing YouTube videos, and then just one of the techniques that I use for finding fish in these backwoods, backwater places. Do me a favor and give me a thumbs up if you like it, and comment below and tell me what parts of this video you like, what parts you didn't like, and I'll continue to try to bring you, you know, hopefully educational content, get you learned up on how to catch some more big fish, and you know, and then you'll be seeing a lot more of me fishing with Christy. I'm gonna take a brand new angler, and every question that she asks me that I just assume people know, we're gonna turn it into a tip, a tactic, or a technique that I may or may not have covered in the past, but do it a little bit more in depth. So again, thanks for tuning in. That's this week's video, vlog, you know, whatever you wanna call it. It's just me fishing. It's kind of, I want to call it behind the scenes, but this is what I do. So this isn't really behind the scenes. This is my life, and hope you guys like it.